Hey folks, Crazyclimber80 here again, and we're going to do the last entry in my MAME Invincibility cheats and other such cheats in MAME, the arcade emulator. And we're going to start off this time with a game called Dynasty Wars. This was created by Capcom. And what we're going to see here to start with is Hit Anywhere. This code gets you further than normal in this attract mode. This will get you up to this big gate, and then it'll take you to the high score list. I think I saw this once in a movie theater lobby. This is also known as, I think, Teichi wo Kurao or something. But you get up to this point. And this time we're going to look at the classic Final Fight, also by Capcom. This shows instant knockdown cheat right in this little part here where you see moves by each character. And you normally wouldn't just knock them down right away. And it looks a little weird with Hager there. But then we'll play a little bit with Hager and Cody here. But this is still instant knockdown. You instantly knock down the enemies. This is one of the all-time great classics. Very influential beat 'em up. And this time we're going to look at Golden Axe. And with this code we start with dragons for both characters. And I think they both have invincibility on. And eventually this guy will just fall off the ledge. And the game will eventually go to the winners don't do drugs screen. Winners don't fall off cliffs either. And next we're going to look at Hippodrome. With this we'll use the one-hit kill versus the boss cheat. You have to actually land a killing blow. And this is in the demo of the attract mode, but you'll still get to play through the whole game. And you'll get gold, and you will actually be able to spend the gold on weapons and stuff. And you will be able to control the cursor in the shop. See? Kind of cool. Yeah, you get to play through the whole game if you have the one-hit kill versus the boss. And I think from this point on, you don't even have to fight the boss. Well, this wasn't supposed to happen here with the shop in the background. But you will eventually not even have to face a boss. It'll act like they've already been defeated. But you still get to select which monster to face next, which boss. So there's a lot of interaction, and you get to even pick which weapon, although you won't even see yourself fight that boss. Ta-da! They're dead. Okay then. So you get to beat the whole game this way. Yeah, you control the game in the shop. You can control which weapons you want to select. You can control which enemy you want to face next, which boss. And eventually you'll just get to the end, having beat them all. Yeah, after it says get ready, you've suddenly beaten the boss. You can play through the whole game this way. And you get to put in your own initials. Kind of interesting. And now we're going to look at Ikari Warriors 3, or Ikari 3. This has invincibility on, and you will make it a little bit further than without invincibility. Eventually, you will go to the high score list. I might have seen this once in the arcades. I remember playing the first one for the NES, and it was very glitched. It would you could easily get stuck in the game. It was very frustrating. But this is with invincibility on. And without invincibility on, the game would stop right here. But you can get a little bit further with the invincibility cheat. Right there. And there goes the high score list. And next we're going to look at Iron Man Ivan Stewart's Super Off-Road. And you can give each car always maximum top speed. And after the race, the computer will buy parts. Then it'll go to the high score list. But you can tell that is it the blue car that's way ahead of everybody? Or no, it's the gray car. But yeah, you can give them a big old boost ahead of all the other cards. Yeah, I remember seeing this in the arcades. This is a lot of fun. This is a great game. I like that little horn that sounds when you pass a lap. Yeah, then the computer will choose what parts to add for each car. Generously chested women. And then now this is MIA, and this is a very little seen sequel to Russian Attack or Green Beret. This has invincibility for player 1 and player 2. Eventually, they will backtrack. They will get a good distance on a stage, and then they will backtrack as far as they can. The screen will stop eventually, and they can't go back any further. And then they'll just jump around a lot. Finally, they'll start to go back the other way, and they'll get to the end. I like the sound effects better in this one than in Russian Attack. This is pretty much the same game. I definitely never seen this. But this is called MIA, which of course stands for Missing in Action. And like I said, eventually they'll go back the other way, and they'll just jump and jump and jump and jump. Whee! Fighting soldiers from the sky, brave young men who jump and don't die. But yeah, they just keep jumping around, boing, boing, boing. But eventually they will start to go the right way. They'll go back to the right. And they'll get to the boss area here. And eventually, I think this goes to the high score list. That is MIA, which I definitely never seen. Now we're going to look at the awesome Midnight Resistance. God, this game is cool. Great Contra type of game. Here we have first player and second player with invincibility cheats. Eventually, the second player just stops, so you can't follow that chopper. You can't get to the chopper! The attract mode will be stuck here because the second player will just not move forward and the chopper will not come back. I used to have this for the Sega Genesis, and man, was it a fun game. I had seen the arcade one at a movie theater. And now we're going to look at Prehistoric Island 1930 with Invincibility and Hit Anywhere cheats for Player 1 and Player 2. You will beat the Brontosaurus boss coming up. And you will go to the title screen, see we can hit anywhere, and so we can just whittle down his energy real quick. But then you just go to the title screen. And now we're going to look at RType II. And if you remember RType that I did in this series, you could play through the whole game with Invincibility on. And I also put on, like in RType 1 in my series, I put on instant beam charge, or whatever it was called. And you can play through the whole game this way, just like RType 1 in my series. And you'll start over from the beginning after you've beaten the game through. And we'll just look at some snippets. Here's me beating a boss. It's got some nice power-ups. The sound got a little funky. It wasn't synced right for some reason. I apologize for that. There was not really anything I could do about that. I had not seen RType II in arcades, I don't believe. I just saw the first one, and I'd only seen that once from what I remember. This is a very highly lauded series for good reason. Very good shooter. And you fly out of this space station or whatever this is, and you start the whole game over again. But yeah, I'd never played this one. I don't think I played RType 1 in the arcades, but I had seen it. But yeah, you start the whole game over again. And then you see the ending here. But this is RType II. There was other sequels. There was an RType 3. I think there was an RType Leo. But now we're going to look at Stun Runner. And this was a visually arresting game for its time. I put on Invincibility, and there's also a cheat called Always Drive at Fast Speed, but it isn't always reliable. With Invincibility on, you will always beat the course in time. And after the first race, you will be able to control the craft. And you can just keep on playing through the game. I don't think that the game has an end, so you'll just keep playing each race one after another. But yeah, you can start controlling it at this point, and there will be these little yellow strips that you can drive over, and they'll give you a little bit boost of turbo speed. But you don't need any of that to beat the race when you have Invincibility on. Just stay driving, and you should beat the race easily. And yeah, see, I can control it here. Now we're going to look at Street Smart, and I put on Invincibility for player 1 and 2. With that, the game will eventually go to the high score list. You won't be able to beat these boss fighters. There is a cheat, though. You can put in a Drain Boss Energy Now cheat, and we will look at that in just a moment. And then the ambulance will arrive a hell of a lot sooner. I enjoyed the hell out of this when it came out. It's looking back on it, it isn't that great a game. I enjoyed the upbeat music and the fighters in it. I remember playing the hell out of this at a Shakey's Pizza, and the music kind of sounds like I Can't Turn You Loose from the Blues Brothers. There I put on the one-hit drain boss energy now cheat. The ambulance arrives, and then you and player 2 are supposed to fight each other, but that does not happen, and you just sit there. The time will not run out completely. It'll go down to like 10 seconds, and then the game will go back to the high score list, like there. Now we're going to look at Violence Fight. I put in a cheat called One-Hit Knockdown, and it doesn't always work. It might not. Or it might take a while for it to work or something. Let's see, didn't work. Didn't quite work there. There, now it works, I guess. Well, I apologize. Sorry. I didn't do a number of popular games with MAME cheats, largely because the cheats didn't really get you much further in the attract mode than without the cheats. Before the high score list would appear, or it went to the title screen, or whatever. But I did look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles real quick, just to show you. See, I put on Hit Anywhere, but you just go to the character info card at around the same time as without the cheat, so it really wasn't that special. See, now there is an update on Pac-Man. I found a way to get all the dots in a maze in the attract mode, but you have to use the Ghosts Are Always Blue or Always Eat Ghosts cheat. It messes with Pac-Man's pattern and will eventually make him eat all the dots and go to the next maze. And eventually you'll get to see the intermissions if you keep it up. You can hit the key F10 on your keyboard to speed up the game. There is also a speed hack that you could use. I want to publicly thank Atari Age forum member, fellow forum member, NE146 for these hints, because I did not quite know how to get through the maze or eat all the dots in the attract mode, and that always able to eat the ghosts cheat will help. And like I said, either that one or the Ghosts Are Always Blue cheat, and eventually Pac-Man will be able to eat all the dots. And again, press F10 on your keyboard to speed the game up. Now, Blinky definitely is faster than Pac-Man by this point, but eventually we'll be able to beat a maze. Hey, there we go. And it'll go to the next maze. And if you keep it up, you'll eventually get to see the intermissions. The sound is not synced correctly here either. I apologize. I don't know how that happened, but it did. And Pac-Man will just go right through the ghost. Okay. And there's the speed up cheat, or the speed hack, or whatever it was called. And we're going to take a brief look at a handful of 1990s games. Just a little bit of a bonus. And we will start with the cool Sunset Riders by Konami. With this, enemies die right away when you see them. Interesting little cheat. Your guy will eventually die from burning. There will be a platform where somebody sets it on fire and you will burn to death. Not graphically, fortunately. that part cracked me up when I first saw it. I first saw Sunset Riders at a department store where I was a manager. I was somewhere in my late 20s, I think, at the time. Mid to late 20s. But here's a running of the bulls here, and you need to run to avoid getting killed. And eventually he will come to a platform where there's flames, and he'll burn to death. Also, I put invincibility on the horses, the horse sequence. You will eventually get all the way to the boss. I didn't put invincibility on for second player. He will trip over some logs, and that'll kill him. But I will eventually get to the boss. And there is a cheat called, oh no, we already did that. Enemies die right away. You will need to use that cheat, because the computer will not make your guy shoot the boss. So you'll want to use that cheat. See, this is where the horse needs to jump over the logs, and it'll eventually kill the second player. This game was really, really cool. This was a lot of fun back in the day. And this train comes by, and we will eventually see the boss. And like I said, if you want to beat the boss, you have to use the enemies die right away cheat. Yeah, there's plenty of interesting cheat stuff in MAME for Sunset Riders. But yeah, I remember this for sure at the department store where I was a night manager at back in the back somewhere in the mid to late 90s. I hadn't seen this before that. I remember hearing the music and seeing the shootout at the beginning of the game, or at the beginning of the attract mode, and I was like, man, this game's cool. And it is. It's still fun. A good multiplayer game. Very cheesy dialogue, but still very fun. And yeah, we will go to the boss coming up here, and I will not be able to beat him without the enemies die right away cheat. So put that in here.
Draw, Pilgrim.
Put that in here. You'll need to do it a few times for this boss. See, he'll just sit there and spin his guns. So you need to put on that cheat. I'll kill them. Make this boss come down here. Use it again multiple times, and you'll finally kill him.
You got me.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up looking there, but then it goes to the high score list. And now we are going to use invincibility on the first stage. Now you will not die from getting burned this time, but you will eventually die from running backwards on the bulls. I don't know why he does that, but he does. He'll run off the screen to the left, and then it'll go to the high score list, I believe. And when he's invincible, he can't make the rake or a pitchfork slap him in the face. The horses will start to whinny when the bulls are about to charge. The sounds are a little off here too, sorry. Whoops. Now we're going to look at Samurai Showdown. In this one, I used a cheat, drain the second player energy now. See, he has none. And here you get a control player number 1. And make him slash player number 2. And don't even get to see it happen. You go to the high score list. Now we're going to look at Art of Fighting. In this one, I also put on a drain second player now cheat, but it won't matter. You can hit the second player and it won't knock him out for some reason. Weird. I remember this one at the first department store that I worked at. I worked at a different one to become manager. Well, that was my series of MAME Invincibility and Other Cheats series. Hope you enjoyed the classic 70s, 80s, and briefly 90s games that we looked at with the cheats. Hope you have a great week, and I will catch you later with another video. Y'all take it easy, everybody, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.